Hello, we're south of Devine, Texas, about 10 miles south. We're here at the Theo Rogers D, well number 9. We're looking at a pump and jack. We're producing from a zone that's anywhere from 34 to 3,400 feet. It's powered by an electric motor, a 10 horsepower electric motor that comes from the 3-phase, and it has a flow line connected to a tank that's a 400 barrel tank. So when the load of oil gets sold, then we produce it a well. Now we're at the Jameburn C, well number 7. As you can tell, it's the same kind of pump jack as the Rogers, the Theo Rogers. It's powered by a 3-phase electric motor, 10 horsepower. And it's the same scenario. We have a wellhead here. The wellhead, as it produces, and it flows down to the tank battery. This T right here, you can see gas vaporing out of it, which is a good sign too. If you have gas vaporing out like this, the way it's vaporing, if you look real carefully, you can see it. If you look over where I'm at, look down on it, you can see gas vaporing out. You don't see no gas vaporing out the way it is like that. It's you have very high fluid level. That means it's pushing the gas, it's pushing the oil, the water, everything's pushing back into the formation. So it's keeping everything back. So when you pump everything down, you start pumping the fluid down. Now gas and everything starts coming back in, you get the gas vapors coming out. So you know, if you have gas coming out of the hole like that, you know you have your fluid level is low, and also you have good formation pressure. This is another well. It's a Jameburn C, well number 1. The depth is around 3,400 feet, rat hole of 34, 35. I don't know the complete details about this well, but it is an active well. It can be produced. We did a test on it from the H5 test, and it did pass the Railroad Commission bylaws. Here we are again with another Jameburn C well right here. This well is inactive at this point. It did pass the H5 test, their integrity test on the casing, just to make sure the casing's okay, we're not getting any fresh water, we're not ruining the freshwater zone, anything like that. It's ready to be produced. We just need another pumping unit to set here. The power box is already here. All we got to do is get a unit here, put tubing in the hole, run the pump and run the rods, and you'll be ready to go. I think it's a great well. It just needs a little bit tender and love and care, basically, and it needs a little bit of money.
But as far as you know, this well was producing when they...
Yes, it was producing. I actually was one of the guys that oversaw the program. We pulled everything off and we moved it to another location because they wanted to test that other location. So if you open the valve up on here, it's going to relieve pressure. And it's just showing you basically the formation's still open and it's clean. That's natural gas coming out right there. So that's a good sign that this well needs to be produced, and we need to get something on it going. About 15 to 20,000 up and running, because you got your panel box already sitting here. You get a pumping unit.
Oh yeah, we got electricity out here.
You already got electricity sitting here, waiting to go. All we need is a pump unit, tubing in the hole, pump and rods, and it's ready to go.
And after we test it, if it's productive at a reasonable volume, then we run a line.
Yes, you'll run a
tanks about 800 or 900 feet out to those tanks over there.
Yes, run it to your general tanks, your tank battery location. Yeah. So that way you're not having stationary tanks at every location. Yeah. That way, you know, if you only have so many barrels here, it's accumulated in one.
Yeah. With having acquired the property, the next thing you want to do is figure out what you can do to enhance it. And it's really, you got to go back and test those 1, 2, 3 boreholes. See if you can make them productive again.
Well, if you go to put them back on production, and if you don't like what you're seeing, there's all different other zones that you can hit.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's why we got to start looking at the logs and seeing what else could be behind.
I mean, because it's only drilled so far to the D zone, but there's still, you got your Escondido, you got your Oscan Chalk, you got your Buddha, you know, below it that you can drill out, you know, drill further down.
Can you drill out in those boreholes, or
yeah.
Are they big enough?
Oh yeah.
And to see if it's worth trying.
And that's what I was telling you. There's 2 wells that they drilled up here. They're in the Austin Chalk, and at first they're doing 60 barrels a day. Yeah. You know, for about a year and a half. Now they're down to 20. They're steady at 20.
Yeah. Well, the Austin Chalk's locally fractured, and you've got to make sure you're in a fracture zone.
Right.
So, but if you're halfway there with these, then if you can do it with a low cost enough rig, then it's worth it.
Or even the Buddha. The Buddha's right below it too.
Yeah.
So.
These wells have what, 7.5 inch casing?
Yes, sir. 7.5 inch casing.
Which means that you've got casing down to the productive interval, and you can go in with a 5.5 inch drill pipe and
the drill bit. Yes, sir.
Drill bit that'll fit through the casing, and then you can drill a deeper well.
Yeah, so you can go on.
You know, instead of starting at the surface, you're starting at
instead of having
3,500 feet or 3,400 feet.
Yeah, you're at 34, 35 right now, 3,200 feet. You have two different zones right there at that level.
Yeah.
If you go through and you take your drill bit and you drill down even further, you got even more zones right below it you can hit.